Welcome everybody to GoLocal Live. I'm Josh Fenton, CEO and co-founder. Very excited. It's a big day at GoLocal. Give you a quick update. Kate Nagel, a news editor, who broke the story on Saturday with an interview with Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. She'll be on CNN this afternoon talking about that interview and what the implications have been. I think she's scheduled for around 3:30, 3:45, so feel free to tune in that if you have to leave us at GoLocal. But I want to welcome Dave Bonenberger. He's going to be the new president of Narragansett Electric. Love the throwback to the old name. PPL down in Pittsburgh is buying National Grid from the Brits. It's in the regulatory review process, and I want to welcome Dave to GoLocal Live. Dave, thanks so much.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Josh. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, big news. You're going to move from way down there in Pennsylvania. You're going to move up to Rhode Island. You're going to lead the company. Give us your impressions about, I know there's some regulatory hurdles that still need to be approved, but if all that goes well, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, so first of all, what's impressed me a lot about Rhode Island and in particular the companies is the employees and their unwavering commitment and loyalty to Rhode Island and their desire to serve the people of Rhode Island. And that's when you have a foundation like that, it's something you could build on. And, for us, what's exciting about Rhode Island, you have we have very ambitious sustainability goals. And, I think we have a proven track record of grid modernization. The playbook that has worked well for us in Pennsylvania, I think we can translate that over to Rhode Island, really focus on customer-centric strategy, taking care of our customers, strong reliability. In the past 10 years, we've been able to improve reliability over 30%, doing that while investing in infrastructure, making the system more resilient, also improving customer satisfaction. We on a streak here of 9 J.D. Power Awards, 28 total, so a long history of providing customers, listening to customers, and serving them well, being very responsive. We want to be known as a company that's easy to do business with. And when you have an opportunity like this in Rhode Island, where you have government, you have regulators, you have the utility, and the business all aligned to a common goal, I truly believe we can achieve some great things here in Rhode Island and quite frankly, be a model for the rest of the country. And we look forward to, basically have at it and let's get moving and get this done. But, of course, very respectful of the regulatory approval process and want to make sure that we take care of business on that front.
This is your first major electrical purchase outside of your footprint in Pennsylvania. I know you had some assets down in the South. How strategic is this for you? It's a $5.3, I believe, billion deal counting the debt. It's a big bet by you guys.
Sure. Yes, we have assets in Pennsylvania. We also have assets in Kentucky. Louisville Gas and Electric, Kentucky Utilities also is both a gas and electric utility. And now, if approved, we would have Rhode Island. We basically divested our UK assets, wanted to be U.S. based, and again see Rhode Island as a very constructive regulatory environment, somewhere where we think we can come in and add value, and it really fits into our long-term strategy of being U.S. based in constructive jurisdictions that we can add value.
So let's talk about the legacy of the franchise you're purchasing. In the olden days, Narragansett Electric was locally owned, and Bob McCabe was the CEO. And if your lights went out, you called Bob McCabe, and I don't know what he did, but he got your lights back on. It was very, very customer focused. Everybody knew him. He was a lovely guy, and it just had that feel. And then they sold out. They got acquired by the Brits, and you now have to press a lot of buttons to kind of get nowhere on a phone call. How do you get back to taking the lessons you've learned from your core franchise in modernization and upgrading the grid, making it more reliable, and merge it into that sort of very customer focused, kind of old school model of treating the customer.
Right. Well, part of our philosophy has always been, you're only as strong as the communities you serve. And so building that, being active in the communities, providing good service to customers, having those relationships are critically important. We've committed to having a local presence here in Rhode Island. The proof is me that I will be actually living here in Rhode Island, be part of the community. Very looking forward to meeting a lot of people and being a part of, not just the business community, but also the nonprofits and other organizations within Rhode Island. But again, our I'd say customer focused, customer centric strategy is all about easy to do business with. And we work tirelessly to install processes and systems that allow us to be easy to do business with. And when you combine that with investing in infrastructure, improving reliability, but also being we're very prudent with our investments, and we take seriously our responsibility to spend ratepayer money and to be very prudent in those investments. Again, over the last 10 years, if you look at our costs, they haven't changed at all. And so we've been able to make efficiencies to drive that. So it's a matter of moving forward with investments in infrastructure, resiliency investments, integrating DER, and being conscious of that rate impact to customers and to be able to do that effectively. And that's our focus.
And Dave, talk a little bit about the regulatory process where you're knee deep into it. What's the timeline? What are any potentially stumbling blocks that could delay things? And when do you think you'll have approvals, if all goes well, and we'll be on the other side of this?
Sure. So again, we're very respectful of that process, and that relationship with the division is very, very important to us. So we're working with the division. We're in the process now of answering questions that we've received. We expect hearings sometime this summer, and then we are looking for approval sometime late this year.
That's great. So you're thinking maybe by the end of the year, certainly by first quarter of 2022, it'll be back to Narragansett Electric, and you'll be up here located and ready to go in leading the company.
So we're looking, ideally we've asked for a November timeframe. Not sure, we haven't received a schedule yet. So once we get that schedule, we'll know more about the timing. But I would say November, end of year is when we'd really like to target that, and that I would be up here at that time.
We're New Englanders, so we're tough critics on everything. If you were going to put out a message, and here's your opportunity to introduce yourself to Rhode Islanders, what do you say to them? They say, big utilities, not customer friendly, lots of rate increases. The former lieutenant governor, now the governor, was a harsh critic. I can show you all the interviews with him of your predecessor company, National Grid, on their rate increases and their responsibility to the consumer, both business and residential. What do you say to folks about what's the future of working with your company and the future of Narragansett Electric?
Yeah, I would say, the best predictor of future performance is past performance. And, if you just look at our performance and what we've been able to accomplish over, say, the last 10 years, again, 30% improvement in reliability, 20% improvement in customer satisfaction. Our rates are below the Pennsylvania average, below the Mid-Atlantic average, below the national average. And with that customer-centric philosophy, again, 9 J.D. Power Awards in a row, 28 total. So, I think we have a proven track record of being very customer-focused, easy to do business with, investing in infrastructure. We know what it takes to integrate DER. We're ready for that challenge, be able to modernize the grid, and to do that very prudently and be sensitive to rate impacts on customer. And we also have a great track record of being involved in the communities we serve, both financially and through volunteer work from all of our employees. And so we look forward to that. We look forward to being a part of the community. And again, I think Rhode Island has so much potential. It can be a role, we believe it will be a role model for other states across the country.
Dave Bonenberger, I want to thank you so much. Congratulations on your new role, regulators aside, as the head of Narragansett Electric, reverting back to its old name. I think it's a great branding decision. I think you get a lot of points just for making that decision and bringing back the old name. I want to thank you for taking the time. This was your rollout day, and we really appreciate you joining us. For everybody else, stay tuned. We've got a lot more on GoLocal. We'll be back in about an hour with the head of RISLA, Rhode Island Student Loan Authority, Charlie Kelly. He'll be talking about interest rates for parents and students on how to sort of get college a little more affordable. As I mentioned earlier, news editor Kate Nagel is scheduled for CNN this afternoon around 3:30, 3:45 to talk about her story relating to Sheldon Whitehouse and his relationship to Bailey's Beach Club, the exclusive private club down in Newport, Rhode Island. That story has gone around the world as GoLocal broke that on Saturday. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned. If you haven't gotten vaccinated, get vaccinated. They even vaccinated me. You feel a million times better. You can go to a million more things, and you're a lot healthier for you, your friends, your family, and for your workmates. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned.